Monday is the calm before the storm, so don't put away your coats just yet. SoCal will be expecting heavy rain this week. Stay tuned for updates on how you can take necessary precautions on the road.
The fourth explosion in Austin, Texas has authorities saying the work is from a sophisticated serial bomber.
I'm Riley Carroll, and have you ever wondered what these blue emergency poles are for on campus? Well, coming up next, Community Service Officer Brittany Garrison gives us the lowdown on safety.
Cherry blossoms will be blooming soon. The annual Cherry Blossom Festival in Huntington Beach celebrates a partnership with Anjo, Japan.
All this and more, OC News starts right now.
Thanks for joining us on OC News. I'm Nikki Justice.
And I'm Christina Angelis. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
Cal State Fullerton has new police chief. OC News reporter Amanda Vargas got a first-hand look on how he plans to keep all of us safe on campus.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I made it.
On March 16th, Cal State Fullerton held a swearing-in ceremony to welcome new police chief Raymond Aguirre, who we know was the previous police chief of San Diego Community College. But what we don't know is his story. He was born in the Philippines, growing up overseas. His father was in the military and his mother was a social worker. Chief Aguirre went on to receive his bachelor's from the University of the Philippines and a master's degree from the University of Pittsburgh.
Growing up, I always wanted to become a cop. Coming to the U.S. In the 80s, and then being able to pursue law enforcement was a dream come true. I mean, that's every immigrant's dream. And now here I am, a little kid from the Philippines, a police chief.
Chief Raymond Aguirre's swearing-in ceremony took place here at the Goler Alumni House on campus, where fellow neighboring police chief and the mayor of Fullerton were in attendance. His family was also in attendance, and his son Matthew had the honor of pinning his badge.
I can't explain in words, honestly, how happy I am for him. You know, he's my dad. He's been there for me all my life, and he leads me through example on how just to be a great guy in life, how to be a great man, and you know, I'm so happy to see him, you know, becoming this police chief for Fullerton.
So I'm honored to be here. I'm privileged, and the Cal State Fullerton specifically.
Reporting for OC News, Amanda Vargas.
Spring is just a couple of days away, but don't get the flip-flops and shorts out just yet. We have a large storm heading our way. Our own Riley Carroll is here to tell us when and where the heaviest rain will hit. Riley?
Thank you so much. And yes, you're right, Christina. Heavy rains are set to hit Southern California this week, leaving the recent burn areas in an especially vulnerable position. The storm will head to Santa Barbara County first, starting tomorrow, and move to Los Angeles County on Wednesday. According to the National Weather Service projections, revised just a few hours ago, 2 to 5 inches of rain are expected in the coastal valley regions, and 5 to 10 inches are set to fall in the foothills and mountains. Southern California residents living in the recent burn areas are at a high risk of mudslides and flash floods. The National Weather Service are also warning folks of debris flow and dangerous driving conditions. People in these areas are being advised to stay up to date with the latest information by listening to local forecasts and their local safety managers. The Santa Barbara Humane Society will be taking dogs and cats from the evacuation areas for emergency boarding free of charge. And SoCal isn't the only area to be affected by massive storms recently. Northern and Central California have been affected too, especially in the Sierra Nevada region. A woman in Arnold, California was in bed when she was suddenly trapped under her own roof and heaps of ice-cold snow. Her roof caved in after the heavy snowfall caused too much pressure on the aluminum covering and it gave way. The woman's husband found her 1 hour after the collapse. Luckily, she was not physically harmed apart from a broken nail. From northern to southern and everything in between, California should be prepping for some major showers this week. Stay informed in your own county and be prepared to evacuate if necessary. That's all for breaking news today. Stay safe out there. Thanks so much, and back to you, ladies.
Another package bomb has exploded in Austin. CNN's Omar Jimenez has the story.
We are clearly dealing with what we expect to be a serial bomber at this point.
4 bombs in a little more than 2 weeks in Austin, Texas.
Obviously, this is very concerning to us. The FBI has brought in over 350 special agents to work here. It's an unprecedented response to Austin.
The latest explosion triggered by a tripwire and left on the side of a residential road.
It's more sophisticated. It's not targeted to individuals. We're very concerned that with tripwires, a child could be walking down a sidewalk and hit something.
All of the previous explosions detonated from packages left on residential doorsteps, and all of them came within a matter of 10 days, collectively killing 2 and injuring 2 others. Police believe all 3 of those explosions are connected.
This is something we're going to solve as a community. The officers that are working in the neighborhoods are paying attention not only for the suspicious packages, but also items that may look out of place.
And unlike the 4 victims of the previous blast, the 2 injured in Sunday's explosion are white, both of them expected to survive. Officials telling Austin residents to stay alert. Police believe these explosions were meant to send a message, the reward for information leading to arrests up to $115,000 as the community remains on edge, staying as vigilant as maybe they've ever been. I'm Omar Jimenez reporting.
Allegedly held captive for years, the Turpin children who were found severely abused are now happy in their foster homes. Corona Regional Medical Center CEO Mark Uffer announced that the siblings have been discharged from the hospital. A source close to the investigation said that the children are now in 2 foster homes. Since no home was able to house all 6 children, the 2 youngest are in Riverside County and the other 4 are at a different home in the same county. The source said, quote, "The children all talk regularly via Skype. They're all happy to be in another place," end quote.
A self-driving Uber vehicle struck and killed a pedestrian in Tempe, Arizona. This is the second incident by a self-autonomous vehicle, but the first incident did not result in any serious injuries. There was a driver behind the wheel during the accident while the car was on autonomous mode. Uber has said that the purpose of the driver behind the wheel is for preventative measures. Uber halted their testing of self-driving vehicles in Tempe, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and Toronto. Uber is cooperating with local officials while the National Transportation Safety Board is launching an investigation. In 2016, a man driving a Tesla was involved in a fatal crash while the autopilot was on. But Tesla's autopilot system is not fully autonomous and requires a person to handle most of the driving. Uber's system aims to fully replace human drivers.
The Supreme Court decided this morning that the state of Arizona cannot deny Dreamers driver's licenses. Dreamers have been protected under the Obama administration's decision to allow them to remain and work in the U.S. under DACA. For years, Arizona has claimed that these young immigrants are not, quote, authorized to be here. Shortly after Obama's action, former Arizona Governor Jan Brewer instructed the Department of Transportation to deny licenses to DACA recipients. Today's decision rejected Attorney General Mark Brnovich's last-ditch plea to uphold Brewer's order. Brnovich expressed disappointment in the decision, claiming that the issue is more so about whether Obama had the authority to create DACA in the first place. In February, the justices required the Trump administration to keep DACA in place for now. Arizona would have been the only state to deny driver's licenses to DACA recipients if it weren't for the court's decision today.
Stay tuned. Matthew Kirkland has the latest on CSUF's sports, wins, and losses.
Spring break's around the corner. Don't have any plans yet? Stay tuned because some students will be sharing what they're doing over for spring break.
And you'll never guess who's in the running for the mayor of New York. Find out after these messages.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Campus safety is a priority at CSUF. Riley Carroll has information on how to stay safe.
Brittany Garrison serves as a community service officer on Cal State Fullerton's campus, is a member of the Cal State Fullerton's ROTC battalion, and serves as the Vice President of Risk Management for Alpha Chi Omega here at Cal State Fullerton.
You can actually use those blue phones to call for a safety escort as well. If you have your phone on you, you can use that, but if you don't or your phone died, you can use that to call for an escort as well. There's going to be a red button that you press, a light that indicates when the call is received, and then the lights on top will flash. If you are going to choose to carry a pocket knife, the blade cannot be longer than 2.5 inches. It's 2.5 inches exactly, and it is a spring-assisted one, and this is the pocket knife that I use for my day-to-day use. You're allowed to carry pepper spray on campus. What I wanted to talk about is the difference between pepper spray and pepper gel.
Brittany prefers pepper gel over pepper spray due to the potentiality for the pepper spray harming you instead of your target. If the wind is strong, it can blow the cloud back into your own eyes as opposed to the gel, which is a stream that will hit your target more directly.
So all of these tips are helpful in an emergency situation, but the best thing that you can do for yourself, regardless of where you are, what you're doing, or who you're with, is to be aware. Personal awareness, self-awareness, awareness of your surroundings, all of those things are important.
Reporting for OC News, this is Riley Carroll.
It's midterms week and stress among students is higher than usual. Erica Salazar has the latest on health. Erica?
Spring break may be around the corner, but many students still have to worry about midterms before heading on vacation. Midterms can bring exam anxiety, stress, and depression. Juggling school and work while maintaining a social life can be difficult, and balancing it all can cause stress, depression, and even lead to suicide. It is important to know that depression is a medical illness and can be treated. The Cal State Fullerton Student Wellness Center offers student support with counseling and psychological services. If you are feeling depressed or having suicidal thoughts, please seek help. The Student Wellness Center offers programs and support for students in distress. For more information, visit the Titan Well Hut located this week at the Langsdorff Hall. The hut covers bi-weekly health topics, and this week's topic covers depression and suicide prevention. The hut offers pamphlets on suicide prevention and details on treating depression. They have activities such as Jenga as a way for students to learn more about the issues. Be sure to grab a semicolon tattoo as a symbol meaning life goes on and supports people with depression, addiction, and thoughts of self-injury or suicide. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students in the United States. In addition to students who die of suicide, many struggle with suicidal thoughts and other mental illness health issues. A few ways to relieve your stress is by effectively managing your time, social support, and positive reappraisal. Once exams are completed and assignments are turned in, students will have a week off to relax. Let's check in with Sochi and see what some students have planned for spring break.
Flowers are looking more beautiful than ever. Here are what some students are doing for spring break.
For spring break, I'm pretty much just sleeping and working. That's pretty much it.
For this spring break, I'm actually going to be working a lot, but I'm also going to spend time with my friends from different colleges because they're coming over. So we're all going to go and have fun time, like nightlife, you know, all of that stuff. Probably go eat out, all of that like expensive foods and whatnot. That's probably what I'm doing for spring break, away from like school and stress and whatnot.
So for my spring break, on a Saturday, we're going to do Heart Walk, which is on March 24th. So everybody can volunteer. Other than that, I'm going to be working.
What we'll be doing for spring break is that I'll be doing some research on campus, and then I'll also be hanging out with this guy in LA soon. Right, boy?
Yeah. I work at a middle school, so I still have to work. Spring break's next week for them. I also got a lot of homework. We're engineering students, so we have a lot of homework to do.
Have a good spring break!
Hope everyone has a relaxing spring break. Reporting for OC News, Xochitl Lagunas, back to you guys.
The NCAA tournament made history this weekend for the first time in a decade. Cal State Fullerton took part. Matthew Kirkland has an update on the basketball team and what Titans tore up the diamond. Matthew?
Thanks, Nikki. The NCAA tournament tipped off last week, and for the first time in 10 years, Cal State Fullerton's men's basketball team was part of it. I went to their practice last Tuesday to see how the players felt going into the game. Cal State Fullerton basketball held practice last Tuesday, and players spoke about their Big West Championship and what the NCAA tournament game means for them and their program. Senior Akeem Robertson talked about beating UCI.
Man, it was a joyful experience. Like that's the best thing I ever felt in my whole life in playing basketball. So to have that feeling, and I'm the only senior, it's amazing. It was a joyful feeling.
Junior Khalil Ahmad also spoke about the Big West title game.
It's really cool because like the whole community was there. Like my basketball coach is there, the football coach, they bought a box. Like I don't know if you guys saw, but his son was dancing on the jumbotron and stuff like that. So it's just like it's cool seeing like all the people that I grew up with that have been supporting me since day one to be there, and like I'm like the biggest moment of my life pretty much.
Jackson Rowe talked about the importance of the tournament.
To be able to experience this in the March Madness, to go to the dance, it's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we just got to take advantage of it.
Junior Kyle Allman spoke about how it feels to play in such a big game.
Like you said, it's something I've watched all my life, and like I dreamed about being in it, but I never thought, I actually would. But so it's really good to see myself in it now.
Sadly, the Titans' dreams ended on Thursday when second-seeded Purdue defeated them 74-48. Junior guard Kyle Allman Jr. led the team with scoring with 21 points, but it wasn't enough to knock off the Boilermakers. Purdue will play in the Sweet 16 after defeating Butler 76-73 one game later. Purdue, Duke, Kansas, and Villanova are now the only remaining 1 or 2 seeds in what is turning out to be one of the most unpredictable tournaments ever. UMBC became the first 16 seed to ever knock off a number 1 seed when they defeated Virginia 74-54 on Friday. One lucky fan even put down $800 on the Retrievers to win their first game, and a bet paid him $16,000. Other schools weren't so lucky, as the first weekend saw 13 upsets. The Sweet 16 will also feature 2 11 seeds and 2 number 9 seeds, confirming that no one in America has a perfect bracket. In campus athletics news, the university's baseball team swept Grand Canyon University over the weekend. Junior outfielder Chris Prescott led the team with 5 RBIs in the series. The 3 wins were important for the 7-10 Titans as they look to get back on track. They play the University of San Diego on Tuesday before starting a 3-game series against conference rival Long Beach State. The softball team was also in action this weekend, only managing to get 1 win in 5 games at the annual Easton Invitational held here on campus. The team will look to change things up when they play a doubleheader against Cal State Bakersfield on Tuesday. That's it for sports. Back to Nikki and Christina at the desk.
Coming up, a pop group announces a hiatus. Amanda Vargas gives us the scoop.
And Matthew Kessler walks us through Huntington Beach's Cherry Blossom Festival.
Is a story. Behind every story is the reason for transparency.
We have some shocking news coming out of the music world, plus which Sex and the City actress is taking New York by the storm once again. Amanda has more on entertainment. Amanda?
Thank you, ladies. Singer Trey Songz has been arrested on domestic felony charge. TMZ reported that the slow-motion singer turned himself in to LAPD early Monday morning. He was released at 8 a.m. after he posted a $50,000 bond. Songz, whose real name is Tremaine Alden Neverson, is accused of beating Andrea Barrera, who claimed he hit her at a Hollywood party for talking to another man. Barrera claimed she suffered a concussion and had to go to the hospital. Right after being released, Songz tweeted saying, quote, "I am being lied on and falsely accused for someone's personal gain," and end quote. And the disappointment continues. I have some sad news for all the harmonizers out there. Fifth Harmony announced Indefinite Hiatus. The girl pop group who got their start 6 years ago on the talent show X Factor announced Monday morning that they would be taking a break to pursue solo endeavors. In a statement made through social media, they wrote, quote, "After 6 years going hard, non-stop, we also realized that in order to stay authentic to ourselves and to you, we do need to take some time for now to go on hiatus from Fifth Harmony in order to pursue solo endeavors," end quote. The group still has planned shows scheduled in May. In lighter news, if you were a fan of the show Sex and the City, get ready to see one of the actresses back in New York and ready to make it her own, this time not with fashion, but through public office. Actress Cynthia Nixon, who played Miranda Hobbs on the show, is running for New York governor. She officially became part of the race Monday morning and is running against Governor Andre M. Cuomo, a two-term incumbent for the slot of Democratic primary. Nixon has never run for an elected office before, but within 20 minutes of posting her announcement video on Monday, she became the #1 trending topic on Twitter nationwide. Let's take a look at her video.
We want our government to work again on health care, ending mass incarceration, fixing our broken subway. We are sick of politicians who care more about headlines and power than they do about us.
It can't just be business as usual anymore. If we're going to get at the root problem of inequity, we have to turn the system upside down.
If elected, she'll be the first female governor in New York history. Talk about girl power. That's all I have on entertainment. Nikki and Christina, back to you.
Yesterday, Huntington Beach celebrated a 35-year cultural partnership with her sister city in Japan. Our own Matthew Kessler was there.
Hi, I'm Matthew Kessler. I'm here at the very popular, very crowded Huntington Beach Cherry Blossom Festival, where I'm learning about all things Japanese.
Since 1983, Huntington Beach has partnered with Anjo Japan to promote cultural and economic exchange. Every year, Anjo celebrates this partnership by giving Huntington Beach a new cherry blossom tree.
Symbolizes many things, the fleeting nature of life, the fragility of life, because the blossoms only last about 2 weeks on the trees and then rain down in a beautiful display. Also symbolizes friendship, love, joy, hope, and the coming of spring.
Just establishing that cultural friendship, supporting each other's cities, and we've actually had Anjo donate cherry trees to our city, donate a stone lantern at our city hall. It's a very fruitful cultural exchange that works for both cities.
The Cherry Blossom Festival is one way to demonstrate Japanese culture to Huntington Beach, bring Japanese culture here, and celebrate the Cherry Blossom Festival that's important to Japanese people.
After the ceremonial planting of this year's cherry tree, the day took off with fun at every turn. Aside from beautiful cherry blossoms, the festival also offered live entertainment like a traditional tea ceremony and dancing. Bonsai tree displays and trimming were also available, along with arts and crafts for the kids. And of course, lots and lots of delicious Japanese cuisine. For OC News, I'm Matthew Kessler.
Thanks, Matthew. You know, seeing those cherry blossoms makes me even more excited for spring break.
I know, I could really use some time off. Well, thanks for watching OC News. We've got one more show on Wednesday, and then we will see you in 2 weeks.
OC News is sponsored in part by Univision Communications, Southwest Airlines, and Casanova McCann.